Alright everyone, I'm going to talk to you about DJ Khaled, and with this album, which is the We the Best album from 2007, I felt, he just dropped an album a couple weeks ago, and, he's really starting to climb, and I felt like, the attention that this rapper has received, I do think it's warranted, but let's take it back a few years to where he really started out, because he has had hits for about 10 years, a little bit over that. That was his second album, We the Best, and thing about it was with this album he kind of introduced, or with both these albums, or the one 2006, he introduced having multiple artists on a song and putting them all together and having them on one big posse song, and that carried because no one had done that up to that point, and so it just took off. But it took until 2007 for it to work, and the songs We Taken Over, I'm So Hood, they were really successful, and then things just continued from there. DJ Khaled built a career, and that is what we have today. So, judging by these first couple hits that he had, I will say that We Taken Over still stands strong. I still think the same thing about I'm So Hood. Both of these are great singles, but the problem with it is it did not quite last much further than that. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad project. There are other songs worth checking out, but really, that's about the only thing that you can say, though, as far as a complaint with DJ Khaled, is that maybe it's not completely chock full. Like, if you remember the song All I Do Is Win, that's a song, but what other ones do you remember from that album? And that's just kind of the thing with it. I mean, but really, I think a lot of it has to do with just the fact that rap kind of got too used to having an R&B singer on the hook, which both of these radio songs have that, Akon and T-Pain. And I think, there's only so many R&B singers that people are going to know off the top of their head. And then, not just that, them knowing it, but then also they have to have a catchy, type vibe to it. So, because I think DJ Khaled has tried this. He has, put hook singers on just about every song, but it didn't make too much of a difference. It just has to have that bombastic, like, quality to it. It has to really stand out for that. And I think this album did that. I mean, this is the first time that we really put those together. It was great. It was very much a monument. And so, obviously, as far as other songs on this album go, I'm going to say that... What would I say? Yeah, so some of the songs that you need to hear are New York, which Ja Rule, Fat Joe, Jadakiss are on that. And then there's also Brown Paper Bag, which I would pretty much say, if I had to pick one that would have also been released to radio, that's probably the one that it would have been. And then on top of that, there's the Lil Wayne song with Birdman, S on My Chest. So those 5 songs out of 10 let you know how good it is. Really, I just didn't appreciate it because it's hard trying, this is kind of a hardcore rap album. It blurs the lines, but some of this on here, it's like you really have to know your rap to even consider listening to some of this music. I think We Taken Over, that's not really a problem, but, too much further than that, and it's basically for fans only. So, yeah, I'm going to give this album a 5 out of 10, maybe a 5.5. And, really, the point being is it's worth checking out. If folks say, oh, the only good song are the 2 songs that you've heard, it's arguable whether or not there's more songs than just the 2 songs you heard on the radio, because it's not quite as up to par. But they're still good, but you know, just you can only take it so far as what songs, you know, casual listeners are going to want to hear. But, you know, it's still pretty good music. I think the S on My Chest song is a good one. Kind of a throwback to Lil Wayne in 2007. So that's something. And so yeah, this album gets a 5.5. The Future, DJ Khaled just dropped an album, so he dropped one in 2015, which I'm getting ready to review. And the only other thing is, you know, the social score, which is how well it will play around your friends if you decide to play this music around them, which I've been describing to you. It's a little bit tougher, but I'm going to give it like a 3.5 out of 10 for that. I mean, there's some okay songs, but, I mean, a lot of this, like I said, is hardcore. So, but, you know, obviously he does have the capabilities of making this music. Don't completely write off DJ Khaled's career. That's the one thing. That's a mistake. So, alright. So I give this album a 5.5 out of 10 and a 3.5 out of 10 social. Subscribe for more fun.